So today I'm working on chain hoist, Coffing hoist, brand name. This one's made by Yale, but this particular one, these two actually work. This particular one works. It'll allow you to lift a load. It won't allow you to let the load down. So that can be a big problem. So I'm going to go through it, just open it up, inspect why, see how they work. So if you're interested in that, keep watching. This one's made by Yale Eaton. I was actually able to go online and you can see a whole schematic of it. There's a brake in there, so I'm assuming the brake is just stuck. This side right here feeds the hook, and so if I put it to up, you can see the chain going in, but if I put it to down, it's just locked up. I put a load on it. I put about 500 pounds on it. I wrenched at that. I whacked this with a hammer. Actually, the bolt in here is just hard as coffin nail because it just chipped. So, can't hammer it too much. I can't free it up, so let's just open it up. I'm going to pull out that cotter pin real fast. There's actually quite a bit of play in this handle, so I'm hoping to free up that too. This one's been extremely well used. I'll take that nut off. So this is pretty basic. All we have is a sloped pawl in here that you just change the direction of whether you can rotate around this way on it and then it grips, or whether or not it's just raised up, or you rotate the other way around this. Trick for taking out old Phillips screws. One, get a nice sharp object and pick all the debris out of it. Two, a lot of times, tighten it first. I know it sounds counterintuitive. We'll put your weight on it, tighten it, it moved, and it'll just always loosen. Where if you go straight to loosen, sometimes you'll just start stripping them out. And it looks like, so to release the chain, this pawl needs to come up, but that looks like it's fixed. Yeah, okay, now the chain's retracting down, so I can get more length, but that's not... There's nothing to ever activate this pawl. So this part must move independently of this tooth part. I don't know if you guys can see, but it looks like this piece right here slopes down. So this is threaded onto the shaft. And I'm thinking that momentum, when you thread that, this looks like a friction disc, and this looks like, well, the pawl. So the threaded force, the force of tightening this against that, locks the friction disc in place and keeps like a safety brake, so the thing just doesn't like fall away from you. So essentially I have to unthread this from that, and I was actually already trying to kind of do that. I was actually holding this as stable as I could, and with this installed, I didn't know which way to force it, but I was forcing it towards the loosened direction, which is this way. So theoretically, I just need to untighten that. The brake is on so tight. And I mean, I could hammer with a screwdriver, but this is probably the best tool there. You know, it fits around there nice and locks on. I just had a big old socket to fit that. I could make up something custom. This is to take off the hubs for forward wheels, the four-wheel drive hubs. Nope. Oh, so close. Has this 4 teeth? Nope. Dang, that's on there tight. Somebody lifted something way tighter than they should have, or ran away from them, or they tried to use it as a snatch block. I might need to make a custom tool that either goes in these spots and I can impact out. That's probably my best deal. So let's make a custom tool that'll impact, go into these. I'd rather these inside here. I don't care about damaging as much as the teeth on the outside. So okay, digging through the cheapo sockets. Don't quite have something big enough to fit over this little step. So use some pipe. I think this piece, little thinner wall than I want, but that fits over. And then from there, I can just take a piece of steel rod on all 4 corners and just weld it in there. And then on the back of the pipe, I'll just take this 19mm socket, weld it in there so we can hook the gun to it, zip it off. Now just lay those in there and weld right to that. Did I clean off the galvanized? Nope. Clean off the chrome? Nope. Why? Because it doesn't matter. It'll just burn through. This is a one-time use part. Get it there. Weld those little 4 things on there. Put the gun on there. See if it works. Weld away. Okay. That's it. And it even got this a little warm, which is good. Not like excessively hot. So maybe it'll free that up. I didn't like. There it goes. See, it doesn't fit in every way. It's like a Harbor Freight tool. It only needs to work one time and be done with it. And it worked. It could work twice. That's it. There's a little brake disc. Just clean that up a little bit. Oh yeah, it's nice like Acme thread. So if the load falls away from you, that's nice and stiff. Oh, cross-threading it somehow. So if the load falls away, this will bind to that and the brake will work. So that's it. So people that work on cars all the time ask me, why would I need a welder? I've always wanted one, but what would I do with it? It's stupid things like this. When your mindset goes to you can just make a tool to do whatever. Everything else, I mean, there's a couple little nicks, chips, but everything on this looks fantastic. Oh, we got 2 brake pads. Oh, I didn't think there were double brake pads. Freak. This thing's super high end. Yeah, we'll clean up this brake pad. And then you have this brake disc, essentially, that is splined on to the main shaft. And there's nothing to this. This is simply, this just direct drives a cog that's hooked to the chain. There's nothing else to these things. Why these things are so expensive, I don't know. I guess probably for OSHA ratings. There we go. The bushing in there is a little swappy, but actually not too bad. So clean this up. Use some chainsaw bar oil because it's about 30 weight, but it has tacking agent so it doesn't just fling everywhere. Put some around there so it won't just slide off. Put our spline piece back on. 1 brake pad. 2 brake pad. Oh, not 2 brake pad. brake disc, I guess, pawl, sprocket. And we'll lube these up just a little bit from this side, so it pushes the oil out the top when I... Yep. Okay, let's put it back together. Yep, we're going to reuse an old key because it's original. It's factory. It's OEM. Can't change OEM. Can't help myself. Got to paint it. This is the only yellow I have sitting around. Sun Yellow. Vintage can. Definitely not the right color. Should be like a Heister forklift / Yale forklift yellow, which has more orange in it. Oh, look, you can read that it's 3/4 ton now. Quick tip though, it'll take you 10 times longer to mask off than sometimes it's worth. So gas on a rag before the paint dries up, and you just wipe off the areas that you didn't want to get paint on. So we have actually about 150 pounds sitting there, and it's actually the brake is the only thing actually holding it up. The cog in there, the cogged wheel actually just stays put, and the tension put on the chain engages the brakes. And so actually when I put it in reverse, all I'm doing is actually loosening that little lock nut and loosening the brake, and it just sits there and holds all the weight. So all the weight's held by the brake and not actually that cog until it gets all the way down to loose, and then the brake will release completely. Kind of cool how it works, but it works. There we go, ready to work. Now just got to put some scratches in it. So I just barely got off the phone with Harbor Freight Corporate. They were super excited about this. They asked if there was room to stamp Icon or Bauer on it, or some other random made-up name. I said I could stamp Icon on it. They said sweet. They could probably compare it to some snap-on tool as long as it works once. That was their only question. Does it work more than once? I said it'll work twice. So they were super excited. I'll stamp Icon on it, and this will be in your local Harbor Freight flyer coming up next month. Probably, I don't know, $39.95. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye. And sit. You don't trust me, do you? It's a good idea. Come on. Stay. Sit. Come on. Sit on it. Sit. Don't move. Stay. No. Stay. 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 Come on. I thought it out. It's completely safe. Look at this. It's like the ultimate redneck swing. Hey, get on. Okay, get on. Okay, get on it. You missed. Get on. No, get on. Get on. She doesn't trust me. You don't trust me? I wouldn't trust me either. It's a bad idea. Yeah, it is.